Thank you, everybody. Let's get right to it. Here's an interesting gentleman, particularly perk up your ears if you're an Elvis Presley fan or just somebody who's interested in the role of Elvis Presley is one of the great pillars of rock and roll. This is George Klein. George is a disc jockey, a television host in Memphis, Tennessee. He was one of Elvis Presley's truly closest and original friends, went to high school with him, were in the same class between 8th and 12th grade, was in 8 of Elvis's motion pictures. Elvis was best man at your wedding, and I'm sure to this day you miss Elvis. I'm sure.
Tremendously, Bill. Really, he really was a great, nice guy.
That's everybody I've ever met who knew Elvis. I've interviewed actresses who were in movies with him. Always said that he was
real gentleman, treated everybody with a lot of professional courtesy. He would go out of his way not to hurt people's feelings. As you look back over your friend, I don't want to dwell on the negative. As you look back over your friend, what one thing do you wish you could have changed in his life? Because obviously something went wrong. I mean, I wish that he had done the part in Star is Born opposite Streisand. I think that would have had a great change in his life. Barbara wanted him to do the part that Chris Christopherson did. Elvis wanted to do the part. He hadn't done a picture in about 7 or 8 years. It got bogged down between management and negotiations, so they backed off. But had he done that part in that motion picture, I think the electricity between Elvis and Streisand, he would have wanted to go back into pictures, more serious roles, and I think that would have...
Well, I mean, but just in terms of his health and his habits, obviously life didn't hold a challenge for him. I mean, he really became a recluse in a way.
Well, in sort of a way, Bill, because he had over 170 gold records. He did 33 motion pictures. He sold out everywhere he went. You know, he didn't have a lot of challenges left. The thing that was, he was a little bit bored, but I think he probably was going to play Europe, and I think he probably was going to go back to motion pictures.
Yeah, which may have ultimately, hopefully, affected his health and his weight and whatever else he was doing. Let's talk a little bit about Graceland. Graceland, where Elvis Presley lived, is the second most visited home in the United States.
That's exactly right,
and the
Bill.
first is not my apartment. It's the White House.
White House.
So let's look at the video.
That's it there. It's a beautiful home. They have a toll-free number, Bill. You can call them at 1-800-238-2000. Make reservations. That's the front of Graceland. Elvis's room was up to the right. That's an aerial view of the meditation garden where Elvis, his dad, his mom, and his grandmother is buried. That's his horses. That is the burning eternal flame in the meditation garden there at Graceland.
How many acres is this?
14 acres. That's the trophy room, which is an awesome room. When all of the entertainers come to Memphis, that's the room they want to see. That's a picture that Priscilla had painted of Elvis and gave to him for his birthday one year.
You know something I've always wondered about? I don't know if you have any contact or not. No one ever sees Elvis Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie.
Very good reason for that.
What's the reason?
The reason is twofold, Bill. Number one is Priscilla wanted her to live a natural life. She didn't want her thrown in that showbiz trip, you know, out there with showbiz people, and she wanted her to live a natural young life. Number two, she wanted to keep her away from the media, the magazines, because there's a lot of strange people in California, and
so she lives, in spite of the fact that her mother's on television and everything like that, she basically lives relatively, if anybody can, in California.
See, everything belongs to Lisa. She inherited everything. She inherited everything.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We have a couple of garments here. If we could just take a quick look that you were kind enough to bring on. Let's look first. Tell us about this belt.
Okay, that is one of Elvis's stage belts, Bill. He had 70 outfits, and they were quite elaborate. That's one of the belts. Graceland wouldn't let me take the really big one out, the one I wanted to bring.
And what about this cape?
That's a gorgeous cape. Most of his costumes had capes, and he would make an entrance with the cape and then take it off once he got working out on stage.
All right, let's see if any of the spirit of Elvis is in those in those clothes. Hit it.
Come on, baby. Find me all right.
A little coming through. Thank you, Linda. That's great. What do we have here? I'll hold this. Oh, wow. Don't Be Cruel. Gold record, RCA.
Yeah, that's a priceless item there. No telling what that's worth. That's Elvis's gold record for Don't Be Cruel.
The original record.
That is it. That is it right there.
Well, I think it'd be fun to get down to Memphis. I may get down to the Smokies to visit Lisa, and I'll come zooming over.
Hey, come on into Memphis.
I'll come zooming over to see you.
I'll give you a personal tour through Graceland.
I thank you
very
really
much.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a wonderful audience. Let me tell you what we have on dock on Monday. Next week we have Gotek Swimwear. We have Joe Ski Love is here. We're doing the Pee Wee Herman on Monday. Jerry Mathers, the Beaver, plus a great face-off. On Tuesday, we're going to be doing our transportation special, getting to Long Island and Westchester and so forth. We're searching for solutions. Important, have a memorable Memorial Day week, but remember to take a moment in honor of our war dead, because that's why we have Memorial Day. Bye-bye.